Alrighty. What's up, you guys? I know I already pushed a video today, but I did want to do some talking about some anime as well tonight. I am pretty much, at this point, caught up on my weekly stuff. I still have a little bit, small, tiny amount of stuff to get through to be completely done with all of my shows from last season, and then I can start to cut back into my backlog and all my stuff that's on hold. Been a long time coming. Problem with that is Path XL starts next week, so it could be short-lived. Yeah, not a ton to talk about. I guess it's still somewhat in the current headlines for anime, and that's One Piece, man. Episode 11-12. It balled out, man. It balled out. I saw. I don't know how official it is. I don't know. It's one of those fan sites where they just kind of do like rankings and stuff like that, a fan ranking type of thing for top anime episodes of the year. And to this point, they are saying that episode 11-12 was the best episode of anime this year. There's a lot of stuff that you kind of put in the mix with it. So, but that being said, like I said, they did a fantastic job with the animation and honestly the pacing. So I think there was some anime original stuff there, and maybe I'm wrong. So correct me if I'm wrong. I do read the manga, but I tend to forget things pretty regularly with that type of stuff. And we're going to jump into a little bit of spoilery content here if you are not caught up on One Piece or are worried about spoilers in any kind. Kind of hard to avoid what I'm going to talk about here at this point because it was such a popular and widely enjoyed scene. But regardless, I don't recall in the manga there being basically the scene where Kid destroys pretty much in the entirety of the ships that were allied with the Red Hair Shanks. Like I said, it very well might have been there, and I missed it. And it comes full circle to Shanks basically seeing the vision of that happening with his observation. Is it observation? It's not observation. It's whatever hockey it is that where you can, it might be observation. See slightly into the future, and he sees that happen and goes to shut that shit down. I think I would have remembered it because I think I felt like Shanks was a little hard on Kid here when I was reading the manga, if I remember correctly. Like, I think that was my thought process for it. And I get they're pirates and they're all kind of after the same thing, and this is something that is going to unfold further as we go a little bit long. But when I was reading it, I was like, damn, did he really need to go that hard on Kid? Especially after his crew tried to like surrender and stuff like that, and then they had Dory and Bragi fucking just absolutely sink their asses. But the anime, it makes a shit ton more sense as to why he did what he did, because Kid was gonna fucking annihilate like everybody that has any kind of relation in the area with Shanks. So the magnitude of his attack and the lengths they went makes a lot more sense here in the anime, in my mind. Like I said, this stuff very well could have been in the manga, and I was just reading past it or not paying full attention or just completely forgot about it. But like I said, that was my mindset at the time. Like I said, don't really need too much of an explanation. The animation was fucking cracked off the sticks, like pretty much every big moment in One Piece has been here down the stretch. and I think they will continue to be. I expect Galaxy Impact is going to be just on that same kind of level. So that's kind of like what we have to look forward to next, and I'm really, really excited about that. And we're kind of already jumping right into like that next storyline. I don't know how much time will build between this and that. Like I said, a lot of the stuff from the manga goes in my head and then is gone in a few weeks. So, like I said, I have memories of what's been in the manga recently, but stuff from a couple months out, for the most part, kind of gone. And that's what I enjoy about watching the anime after the fact, is because it's a nice refresher for that kind of stuff. Like I said, when stuff that you forgot about kind of pops up, it's exciting as shit, because then you're like, oh, I forgot this is fucking happening, type stuff. But yeah, One Piece 11-12 kicked ass. I mean, best episode since Luffy vs. Lucci. You could even put in the episode with the choreography and animation was super top notch as well for Luffy and Zoro, plus Lucci and the draft dude fighting the, I forgot what they're called, the little mini dudes. Like I said, it's a lot of people give One Piece a lot of shit and give Toei a lot of shit for the product that they put out, but it's a show that's been a weekly release for a long damn time now, and they still pull out the stops for the big moments when they kind of count. I guess you could go to say that if they were seasonal, they'd be able to do it all the time and do better pacing. But what people need to understand is that the pacing, it's One Piece, man. They're gonna build the world, and it's like, I think if you cut out some of that world building, it's not as great a piece of work. Like, I'm being dead honest here. Yes, you can make the argument for pacing being better, but if you cut some of the stuff out where, you know, they go the extra mile to give you more backstory on something that might seem insignificant, like I said, that stuff always seems to come back around to be like widely significant, man. But that's just my mini rant on the One Piece thing. Like I said, I'm super uncritical. I have fun with this stuff. I enjoy spending my time sitting and watching this type of stuff. So yes, that was one thing I want to talk about. The next thing I'm going to talk about, again, this is going to be My Hero Academia related. This is going to be potentially spoiler. I'm going to try to keep it pretty light here, but and honestly, I'm not going to go super in depth because, like I said, I don't want anything for this getting spoiled for people. I think for me, this next episode of My Hero Academia on Saturday is going to make or break the season. Just knowing what is on tap here and what's coming up, and judging by the fact that Bones released a special illustration for the season for this upcoming episode, I had the feeling they're going to knock it out of the park. I know a lot of people are super hypercritical on My Hero Academia and Bones and how this and that is just, it's not up to snuff. When you're working with Hirokishi's art, it's gonna be hard to live up to that, because Hirokishi fucking puts out some absolutely amazing art in the manga. So you kind of have to take everything with a grain of salt in terms of what it is. I saw people complaining about the Todoroki versus Dabi fight here a few episodes ago, and I get it, you don't like the flashbacks, but from my point of view, they weren't pointless flashbacks. They added a ton of feeling to the entirety of the episode. It was super long-winded and the fight lasted six. Yes, but this is a culmination of shit that's been happening. And I'm sorry, you have to. I'm not even gonna get this argument because I know how people are. Personally, for me, I thought it was a fantastic episode. I know others did too. But you can't please everyone, right? But back to the point I was making. This episode this weekend, my opinion, Bones needs to just absolutely knock it out of the park because if I had to guess, it's going to be one of the more iconic moments in anime for the rest of the season. It's a big episode. Like I'm hoping that they have like additional staff on hand and stuff like that because I want this to be animated like insanely well. Like this episode is something that I personally have been looking forward to since I read it in the manga, and that's like an understatement. Like me and my brother, we read this chapter and we're like, bruh, it's gonna be rough when the anime comes around because it's gonna be an episode. I'm very, very excited to see how they do this, because it has, like I said, it's got a ton of potential to be one of the top episodes of anime of the year. I guess I should say the other way, of the season, if not the year, because it's big, man. That aside, me and my brother have been trying to figure out where exactly they're gonna tie this season of My Hero off at. I'm kind of under the assumption, kind of with the pacing they're going at, of about 3 chapters an episode, that we got the rest of this season, and then they'll finish it off with like a 12 episode core for season 8. Probably title it something like My Hero Final Season or some shit like that. Just going based off of like how many chapters we have left of the manga, and putting it into like the same kind of spatial area of like the rate they're animating stuff at. But we were talking about it again today, man. There's so much that they have to cover here. There's a lot of events left to happen throughout the rest of the series, and it's like there's ones that I just keep forgetting about that keep clicking into my head, especially with the new opening and stuff like that. You kind of see them and you see, oh damn, that's right, that's gonna happen, oh that's gotta happen, oh that's gotta happen, and you just kind of try to figure out where they're gonna pause the stuff at. That's, I think, one of my favorite things about being ahead on the manga. Like I said, I enjoy the kind of trying to speculate and trying to see how they're going to do things and stuff like that. I have an idea for where they're going to end the season off at, and I think it makes some sense to me if they do it that way. But we'll see. I'm going to leave it at that, man. But yeah, those, I guess, are like the 2 big things I want to talk about, because this past weekend my One Piece killed it, and I'm really, really, really hoping that My Hero Academia knocks it out of the park on Saturday. Like I want to see. We won't see Crunchyroll break because it's not like a pre-excitement type of thing. But I'm hoping that I don't use Twitter, but I hope that the episode trends pretty fucking widely, because like I said, I have high expectations for it, and if they drop the ball, and I'm pretty sad. So but yeah, like I said, that's kind of where we're at. I'm thinking we might do this weekend. I might sit down and do a like tier list for my enjoyment so far here. A couple weeks into this season, the summer season of anime. There's some good stuff this season, man. I have a bigger watch list than I thought I would going in. There's some stuff that's kind of missing the mark too. Like for me, I've read a little bit of Failure Frame, and it's following the light novel, so it's not 1-to-1, but CGI and 3D and shit like that is always rough, man. I shouldn't say always, because like I said, some studios do it well, but I think some studios that don't do it well just use it as a way to kind of cheap out on something they could animate in a different way. And when that happens, it ends up looking so bad that it's hard to really enjoy. It's one of my least favorite things in anime. CGI. I know it has its places with certain things. I know. What was it? Bleach. They're using more CGI, but like for the special effects and stuff, like the special attacks and stuff like that. Generally speaking, in Bleach, like I said, when they use it, it's not super jarring. It's when they go the route of it just looking so bad that it's jarring, that it really cuts into the enjoyment for something for me. So, but yes, we will try to plan something out for the weekend, because like I said, I think my watch list is like 30 right now. I have a couple shows to wrap up from the past season, as well as one that I was working on backlog wise prior to that, so it's gonna be down to like 27 here by tonight or tomorrow probably. But yeah, I think, that's all I want to talk about, man. A little bit of a longer video, but like I said, every once in a while I do just want to sit down and bullshit some anime. Please don't put spoilers in the comments. I know I talked about some pretty spoiler heavy shit here, at least in like the broadest terms, but like I said, I can't stand it when I go into like a video or something like that, or a post, and there's just somebody just straight up right out of the gates posting a spoiler, and it's like, at least if you're gonna try to talk about it or post spoilers, do like a wall and some spoiler warning type shit. I wish there was like a way to do spoiler tags on like YouTube and stuff like that, but there's not. So, but yeah, I think that'll do it for the video. We'll kind of see how I'm feeling tomorrow. Like I said, I'm not going to force myself to record a video if I don't really feel like I have anything to talk about, if that makes sense. But I do want to do them pretty frequently, if that makes any sense at all. I don't want to turn the camera on and just be like, I had a sandwich last night, and then I fell asleep in my chair. No, it's not what I, if I got something on my mind, we'll chalk it up. But yeah, I think that'll do it. I know I spent a little bit of time here. I should be knocking out stuff for my backlog, but it is what it is. We're kind of where we're at. So have an awesome rest of your night, and I will catch you all next time.